Welcome back to Just Talking. We have a great show for you today. Why? We have a great organization joining us, and that's the MDA, and we have Mallory Voight, who's the clinical and family support manager at the clinical and family support team. Mallory, thank you so much for joining us today.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I sincerely appreciate this opportunity to really spread awareness on the Muscular Dystrophy Association. I so appreciate it. Thank you.
Now, for those who don't know about MDA, the Muscular Dystrophy Association, what is it?
Yeah, that is a great question. So I'll just start by kind of sharing our mission. So the mission of the MDA or the Muscular Dystrophy Association is to really empower the people we serve to live longer and more independent lives. And so we have been an organization for over 70 years and have really paved the way in accelerating research, advancing care, and advocating for the support of our families. And so we cover a number of different neuromuscular diagnoses. So actually only 9 of them are technically muscular dystrophy. Otherwise, for example, you may have heard of ALS, also known as Lou Gehrig's disease. So that also falls under MDA's umbrella. And so, we serve, thousands and thousands of members in our community in a number of different ways, which I'll chat about further. But really, our mission is to empower these individuals and help them live more independent lives.
So, what is your role in MDA?
Yeah, so I am a manager on our family and clinical support team. So I have the privilege of really working directly with families as well as overseeing a team of specialists that also do the same. So, whether a family has a question about financial resources, or we also have a very large presence in the clinics, in which I'll talk about later, but our MDA care centers, and so really supporting families throughout their journey, from their first diagnosis through their lives.
I guess that leads me to my next question. So if a family, one of their family members gets a diagnosis that they have a neuromuscular disease, where should they start first talking with MD?
Yeah, great question. So, you are absolutely able to find us online at mda.org. There is, if you go on mda.org or Google join MDA, we have a direct link in order to join our organization. And so that includes, individuals who actually have a neuromuscular diagnosis as well as community members. We obviously want both to be in touch in, potentially different capacities, but just to be educated and supported in their own journeys. Otherwise, families are also able to reach out to our resource center by phone or email. So our resource center is available to support Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 Central Standard Time by phone. So that number is 1-833-ASK-MDA1 or 1-833-275-6321 or by email. Our email is resourcecenter@mdausa.org, and we would get you connected right away on just how to join our organization and what those next steps look like.
I noticed something about Quest Media for newsletters and things. Maybe you can talk about that. I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah, absolutely. So Quest is a really large program. It's awesome. We do have online newsletters that cover a number of different topics. A lot of it is what's kind of new and up and coming at MDA, but also a large focus on kind of like the research and treatments and what is available, how patients can go about getting connected. And so we do offer that in newsletter form. We also have a quarterly magazine that does go out to our population, which is awesome, something a lot of them look forward to receiving in the mail. And especially in the magazine, we, collect and aggregate a lot of patient stories as well, to kind of share their experience and their journey from their own perspective, which is great. And then kind of lastly, and something new, I think as of late 2022, but we do actually have a Quest podcast. And so we do have monthly podcasts that are available, led by Mindy Henderson at our organization, who actually has a neuromuscular diagnosis. And so she covers a number of different different topics from a lot of different angles, and oftentimes brings in hosts, clients who have a diagnosis, or resource specialists that can really share with our population something new and exciting. So a lot going on in the Quest world, but it's definitely a growing program, which is really exciting.
Question you may always get, and it's ever so often we hear in the news, is that where are we at of finding a cure? I guess is that is there anything on the horizon, anything that in the research end that maybe you could touch on?
Yeah, that's great. I mean, research is definitely, a fundamental goal and mission and priority of our organization. And I will say we're really proud to be the largest source of funding for neuromuscular disease research outside of the federal government. And so, there are 10 plus treatments that are available. Of course, they are not cures, but treatments that have really, been through that research pipeline within the last 10 years or so and are now approved. I'll say that I started at MDA 7 years ago, and we didn't have a single approved treatment then. And so really we are, expediting that process. And what I'm super proud to say at MDA is that, with research that really spreads across many different diagnoses, oftentimes kind of when something's unlocked for one diagnosis, it helps with others. And so super exciting to share that we do actually have a mover platform at MDA. So that's really it's called our neuromuscular observational research data hub, but it's a data hub that uniquely collects healthcare, genetic, and patient reported data, which is awesome because researchers can use that data that's patient reported to, of course, move research forward. So, of course, there isn't a cure. That is our number one goal. But we are definitely leading the way in, pushing research forward. And, MDA's invested $1 billion since inception in research, which is, I can say I'm really proud to work for an organization where that is our top priority.
So how was we as a community can help MDA either by donating or volunteering? Where can they, what can we do to help MDA?
Yeah, thank you for asking that. Of course, there are, so many ways the community can help, some very small ways to large ways. So, first of all, just really amplifying the Muscular Dystrophy Association's mission. If you're listening today, please spread the word about our mission. That's hugely helpful. Of course, you can find us on social media, whether it be LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. And feel free to join us there, share, like, comment, repost our posts. All of that is incredibly helpful. As well, we're always looking for volunteers. I named, a number of programs, but there are even more. And in order to make those happen, we definitely need volunteers. So, if you go on mda.org, there is a volunteer section. You can sign up to be a volunteer, an advocate, more specifically, like I talked about, an MDA camp counselor. There are so many different opportunities. There's a good fit for everybody, I can say. Um, and then in terms of kind of fundraising and that aspect, if you're able and willing, we do offer opportunities for kind of a do-it-yourself fundraiser where if you have an idea, we can partner and collaborate with you and make that happen to support our organization. So the more the merrier in terms of ideas and creativity with that. Otherwise, in terms of like the Milwaukee and kind of Chicago area opportunities, every year we do have our MDA Muscle Walk. So that is one of our largest fundraising as well as community events where we really rally together and unite the community throughout the country to empower people living with neuromuscular diseases to live to their fullest potential. And so, our walk in Chicago usually does occur every May. So it's not happening, anytime soon until 2024. But in the meantime, families are welcome to virtually participate in the Muscle Walk series. So if you go online and you're interested and, you have neighbors or a community or family members that'd be interested in kind of doing your own muscle walk, that is always an opportunity available. as well. Not necessarily local to Kenosha, but again, in the Chicago area, we do every year have our Bank of Chicago Marathon that we partner with. And so annually we have this. Individuals can register as a participant and really dedicate their miles to support those living with a neuromuscular diagnosis or commit to raising money for MDA. And so this year, very excited to share. The race takes place on October 8th. And so we're always looking for volunteers, of course, again, participants, donors, but, we do need people to kind of cheer on our participants, have, you know, water stations, all of that is super important. And again, just a really fun way to rally together with the community and celebrate, where we're at in terms of progress and research even. And then kind of just another Chicago gala. We have our Chicago Toast to Life. And so this is a fundraising gala. This year takes place on October 27th. And we offer individual event tickets. Companies can sponsor tables, as well as, again, we're always in need of volunteers. And it's a great, fun way to volunteer and, get connected, meet a lot of families as well as donors. So, all of the fundraising is, of course, I just want to emphasize, so important to push our research forward, but also to make these programs happen every single year. And then online, I'll kind of quickly wrap up. I know there are so many opportunities, but again, but in terms of volunteering, we do have a recreation series. We have our career exploration mentorship program, as well as our STEM mentorship program. And so both are targeted towards different age groups, but with very similar goals. So one is for youth ages 14 to 18. The other is for those a little farther along, 16 to 21. And both are really for these young adults to explore different career paths, especially in STEM careers. So science, technology, engineering, and math. And so we are in need of volunteers. So if you're working in one of those fields and you're willing to be a mentor to a young adult or a small group, to kind of help mentor them through, answer questions about your field of interest and the fields you work in, that would be an awesome fit. So these programs are coming up actually this fall. And so it's not too late though. There's more information again online for both of these and how to volunteer. Both are a couple of weeks in length. But again, just an awesome opportunity to mentor a young adult as they transition into that next phase of life.
So I guess we talked a lot about MDA. We talked about a lot of programs, events. I'll kind of throw it back to you. Is there anything that we should be bringing up that we haven't in terms of events, in terms of MDA? I'll give you a sort of a time to let us know.
Awesome. I so appreciate you just opening the floor. And I think we covered a lot, and I would just highly encourage you to look at MDA.org, to spread the word, to find us online on social media to learn more. But I think, I would like to say again, if you're, a member of the community and you have a diagnosis or a related diagnosis, please do join. We want you to be a part of the community and we want to support you. So again, there are so many different ways to do it. Find us online. Reach out to our resource center as well. If you are, a loved one or a community member, or, you're looking to learn how to support a friend living with one of these related conditions, please reach out too. Our community is not limited. We are happy to help in any way that we can. And, it's really awesome that we have our resource center because there is no silly question. There is no odd request that we've never gotten before. We're happy to look into resources for anything that you may need. It might take us a bit of time, but we're glad to support in any way that we can. But otherwise, again, I think there is an opportunity for anyone to get engaged with this organization, learn more, please reach out, and we're happy to connect with you in any capacity.
And then we'll end it again. More information, website.
Yes, MDA.org is the best way. Otherwise, email resourcecenter@mdausa.org or by phone at 1-833-ASK-MDA1.
Well, once again, MDA is just a great organization to get involved with and to learn about. And Mallory, thank you so much for talking with us today.
Thank you so much. I incredibly appreciate it.